Now you may be thinking that you are a complete, irredeemable and total loser. You might be thinking that there is absolutely no positive thing going on in your life. Well, you might want to think again. Now you're probably feeling sorry for yourself. You're probably thinking that the world is out to get you and all the best things that life has to offer has been taken. Well, you're more than welcome to think that way, but the reality doesn't match up with your perception because other people have it worse. Chances are, if you live in the United States, you're making at least $7.5 an hour. That's $60 a day. That's 58 over the amount of millions upon millions of people who are forced to live with every single day. I raise this fact with you because I want you to gain some perspective. I want to open the door for you to look at the things that are going right in your life. Here's another thing to think about. Chances are you did not get hit by a truck. Chances are the earth did not split open due to an earthquake and you fell into the crack. Chances are you're breathing smoothly and your lungs and kidneys and everything is working as they should. Isn't that something to be thankful for? If you think that this is a small consolation, I want you to wrap your mind around the reality that this very second, there are people getting dialysis in the hospital. There are people waiting in the line to get an organ transplant. Their days are numbered. Every breath they take is painful. Thoughts about death and mortality haunt them every single second. And you choose to feel lousy? You choose to feel lost and oppressed. I'm sorry, but there are tons of blessings around you. In fact, your life is overflowing with blessings. You just refuse to recognize them. I want you to look at the things that are going right in your life. But more specifically, I want you to look at the beliefs that you have about the positive things in your life. For example, you believe that tomorrow you will have a home. You believe that you are a good singer. You believe that you know how to draw cartoons well, or you know how to crack jokes. Whatever it may be, if it's positive, I want you to focus on it. Regardless of how small, trivial, or insignificant it may seem to you, the fact that it's positive means it's worth your attention. Focus on this. Again, my point here is to let you know that you already have empowering beliefs. These are the things going on in your life that provide flickers of possibility. Now, you may think that your life is just a giant fog of negativity, disappointment, and discouragement. Again, you're welcome to think that way. But please do not ignore the things that are going right. You already have this. Everybody has this. Even a person who has only one leg or no limbs has something they can celebrate, and they can tie that to an empowering belief. I need you to take a break from this book and look for the things going right in your life and trace them to an empowering or positive belief. You already have these. The fact that you refuse to see doesn't mean that they do not exist. Let me bring it home. No life is totally devoid of positive or empowering beliefs. All of us have at least one positive belief we have about ourselves. 2 ways to find your empowering beliefs. If you're still having a tough time zeroing in the positive or empowering beliefs you may have, focus on these 2 approaches. First is the most obvious. You are already aware of it. They might not be top of mind. They might not even register all that powerfully. But you know that they are real. You know that you believe in these things. That are positive or empowering beliefs you are aware of. If that doesn't work, or if you feel that it's not applicable to you, try the next step. I've already brushed over this, but let me repeat it again. Find areas of your life you're happy with and trace them to your beliefs. For example, if you have a job, that can be traced to a belief. You believe you're responsible to a certain degree. You believe that you need to show up at that job and you need to show up on time. The fact that you have a job and haven't been fired yet means there are positive beliefs upholding that job. Find those beliefs. Become fully aware of these positive beliefs, regardless of whether you're aware of them or you have to do some mental legwork. Have you spotted them? Good. Highlight them. Now that you're fully aware of your positive beliefs, regardless of how few they may be or regardless how weak they are, I need you to focus on them. Highlight them in your mind. Start picking them apart. What do you believe that makes you feel capable, empowered, or confident? Again, let's take the case of employment. The fact that you have a job can be traced to a positive belief. You believe you are capable of doing the job. You believe that you have what it takes to go through the duties related to that job. These are good enough. You don't necessarily have to have some sort of dramatic, gigantic, glaring positive belief. As long as they are real, you can use them. Pick this apart. What do you believe that makes you feel capable? What do you assume about yourself that gives you the strength to show up to work day after day or take care of somebody in your relationships day after day? When you look at yourself in the mirror, you obviously don't recoil in disgust. It's not like you look at yourself in the mirror and you start throwing up. There is some sort of belief there. Find that flicker of possibility. Be honest with yourself and look for the things that you are confident about. Now, the next step is going to take a little work, admittedly, but it needs to be done. I need you to focus on these beliefs and start feeling good about them. Seriously. Start feeling good about the fact that you believe that you should show up at work on time. Start feeling good about the fact that you believe in yourself enough to do a decent job. At least it's decent enough not to get fired, right? Feel good about this. Again, we're not talking about scale. We're not talking about something overly dramatic or huge. As long as they are real and they are positive, feel good about them. Become fully aware of these beliefs about yourself. Emphasize your positive beliefs. Now that you have found positive beliefs in your life and you have mentally highlighted them so their details are clear, you need to make one final step. The next step is to emphasize them. Make them top of mind. In fact, make it a point to say things about them. For example, when you show up at work, say to yourself, I do a great job. I know what I'm doing. I am skilled and experienced person. I am worthy. When you are thinking about your beliefs about your relationships, tell yourself, I am worth loving. I am worth respecting. And I give people respect. I make people feel good and they make me feel good. Whatever the situation may be, focus on the belief and the positivity it contains and turn them into affirmations. The great thing about affirmations is that you verbalize things what you are thinking. This enables you to keep them top of mind and to emotionally and mentally focus on them. When you emotionally tune in to these realities, you are able to tap into the power of that belief. There's less mental and emotional pollution between the filter of belief that you choose and the stimuli of your outside world. This leads to a clearer cause and effect connection between what you perceive, what you choose to believe, and how you feel and, ultimately, your actions. By being as clear as possible about the connection between how you filter your reality and how you actually live your life, you can start choosing to live the life of a victor instead of a victim or a bystander. Let me be clear. There are two types of people in this world. There are those who make things happen regardless of what other people say and regardless of what others are feeling about them. And those who constantly ask themselves and everyone else who cares to listen, what happened with my life? I think I know which person you'd rather be.